Hey everyone, this is Rod. Thanks again for listening to me. Hey, today I want to talk to you about having a sense of knowing. A sense of knowing will prevent you, will help at least make it more difficult for people from taking advantage of you. So I find out like when you have a sense of knowing is your armor, is your edge when you're in situations. And I'll give you just a couple of quick examples. Like I remember one time I was working with someone, I was working with this lead, and for whatever, this lead just didn't like me. And I didn't like her either. But she didn't like me so much so that she used to spread rumors about me. She barely really speak to me. She didn't really want to help me. We just didn't like each other, and it happens sometimes. But she tried to label me. I think it's because she didn't like me, but she tried to label me as incompetent, and she tried to label me as a person that didn't have confidence. Confidence, no. I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, so it's hard to even buy that, you know. But she did, and she would approach me a few times with that and try to set examples of. But I just wasn't buying it, so I just didn't go along with it. So it used to frustrate her. So, and the reason why I didn't go along with it is because I had a sense of knowing about myself. I know my competency in this situation, so you're not going to convince me otherwise. I know that I'm confident in this situation, so you're not going to convince me otherwise. It's just not going to happen. And the reason, like I said, is because I have a sense of knowing. So, in her frustration, she would spread rumors about me and try to tell other people about me and my incompetency and not having confidence, that kind of thing. But it just didn't really stick, and I didn't really, it didn't really have an effect on me. And again, because I had this sense of knowing, it just didn't have an effect on me because I wasn't really worried so much about what people thought of me or not. And you'll find out as you get to know me, you know, if I'm competent or not, or if I have confidence or not. You're just going to find out. So eventually she took it up to a higher manager, and she scheduled this big meeting, and we're going to have this meeting about me being incompetent and me not having confidence, and what they're going to do about that. But you know what? It just didn't work out because when we had this meeting, it was an opportunity to present myself as a competent person, as a confident person. So it didn't stick, it didn't work out, didn't go the way she wanted it to. So, but anyway, but the reason why I say again, the reason why I was able to make that work is because I had a knowing of myself. I had a knowing of my confidence and knowing of my competency. So it didn't work out. But then, you know, one of the things I've told you guys before, I like to write. So I've written a couple of books, and then I'm working on my third book right now. And I run into people sometimes. They're writers themselves. They haven't finished their first book yet, but they're working on it. So we kind of encourage each other. I talk to them about my process. They tell me about their process. We encourage each other. We let each other know that we can do this. Well, there's one person that I know. He's working on his first book as well. He's been working on his first book for a long time now. But he read one of my books, and he was at least he said he read. I don't think he read the whole thing, but he's very critical of this book. And I'm okay if people are critical. You don't have to like my books, but he was critical in the sense that he said that he could do better, or he was trying to give me suggestions how to do better, like how he could do it better, and he wanted me to send a draft to him so that he can, you know, edit it or do whatever and make some changes. And keep in mind, I already published a book, but I flat out this. I didn't even play with him. I flat out was like, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in doing that with you. And see, and one of the reasons is because I have a knowing of my craft, and my knowing is that when I write my books, I do not release them until I am 100% satisfied with it and that I like it. And because I like it, that's my knowing. And since I like it, I'm okay with it. So if somebody's critiquing it or doesn't like it, I'm okay with it because I like it. So, but he's talking about that he can do better, and he wants me to send him so he can do better. Well, that's not going to happen. And I'll tell you, so there's a process in a knowing. I'm going to share this with you. So there's two things you do to get to a sense of knowing. So one of the things you do is you want to get all the knowledge you can in your craft or in your situation. So like for myself, when I wrote these two books, and I'm working on my third book, but before I even started writing, you know what I did? I took classes. I took classes on writing so that I can become a better writer. Just before I even started writing. Before I started writing, I used to listen to book after book after book. I did it on Audible books, but I listened to book after book. I read books too, just to kind of get a feel for writing, to see how they do, the structures, all that stuff. I watched on YouTube videos, you know, interviews on writers and see what their structures and what they did. I took classes on it. I've read many books on writing. So, I mean, it was just endless. I did all this research before I even started writing my book. Then I started writing the book. So the first step is get all, you know, the knowledge that you can. But the second step is to get that experience. So get all the experience you can, because the more experience you get, the more confident you become and knowledgeable you become. That's your knowing. So like, I've written 2 books, working on my third. Like I said, the fact that I finished these 2 books is experience. It's valuable experience. That's my knowing. So when I come across somebody who doesn't really have the experience, or when I come across somebody who is trying to be critical or even undermine me, that's what I felt this person was doing, was trying to be honest with you. I felt they was trying to undermine me, because I have the knowing of my knowledge and the knowing of my experience. It's just harder for you to get me off track. So that's really all I have for you today, and I just want to do just a short recap to get to the knowing is so important, because it helps make it harder for people to take advantage of you. But also, to get to the knowing, you get all the knowledge that you can in your craft or whatever you're working on, and then you get all that experience that you can, so you have the experience to back it up. That's your knowing. So anyway, thanks again for listening to me, and I'll talk to you soon.